Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the next part of the Declutter series. So we are going to be doing highlighters. If you missed the last two parts, I will try and link them down below. We did face palettes, and then before that was everything else. Brief overview of primers, powders, foundations, concealers. So today we're going to do highlighters, and then I'm going to try and film the blush one right after. As you're watching this, it should be going up on Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. I am filming this on the 16th, so I'm trying to pre-film a little bit because my daughter is going to be my 5-year-old's going to be out of school, and I'm also under the weather. I've had some requests to do some Christmas themed makeup, and I just haven't had time, and now I'm sick, so I don't know that I'm going to get to it. But yeah, we're going to do highlighters. And yeah, let's jump into the video. Okay, so we have the highlighter drawer. I think we're in frame pretty good right there. I used to have more of these, and as you can see, I have a bunch of like highlighting palettes, so it just didn't work. I keep this one because my Kaleidos highlighters are square and they fit in here, and then it does leave me a little bit of room for these smaller ones. But let's see what we can get rid of. First off, I know I'm going to keep this one. This is the Alchemy from KVD. It only has 4 shades. I used to have the ABH, was it the night one. It had holographic shades in it like this. It had a few more colors, but the formula on this one is better, so I ended up decluttering that one and keeping this. I'm going to hold on to this because I do still use it and reach for it. I like the green in here a lot. Like, the only other green highlighter I really have is this one, which we'll get to, but it's really pretty if you can still get a hold of it. I wish the brand would bring this back. It's really good. So we're going to keep that. I am going to keep my Manizer quad. Again, this has Mary Lou, which I do still really like the original Mary Luminizer. Cindy Lou is a little bit pinkier. Penny is a gold. And then Emma, I think, has a, I don't know what kind of reflect. Pinky, lavendery, maybe. It's not, it's different than, they're subtle, but they're still pretty. So I do still like this, and I like the gold. I tend to just use these two, honestly, but I don't feel compelled to get rid of that one yet, excuse me. So we know we're going to keep Ghost Face. Again, this is a newer one to my collection. Let's see, Rick and Morty is newer. It's got purple, pink, and blue shifts to it. It's very pretty. I like the formula on this. Kind of wish they had put a green one in here, but they did not. And then this is one that, it's not a great highlighter, but I bought it for the packaging. My husband's favorite character is Mike Wazowski, so I really like that I was able to find this, and I got this in store. It's Makeup Revolution. I wished that they had done a green shift to this. It's just a gold highlighter. I think they missed the mark with that one a little bit. It's a little more subtle. It's pretty, but I feel like they should have done like what the Alchemy palette did and had given this a bit of a green shift. I think it would have made a little more sense, because I'm pretty sure this is the same highlighter that they did the year before that looked like an eyeball. I guarantee you it's probably the same highlighter. They just changed the packaging. Let's see. This Soph X Revolution. I've used it a couple of times. This is, she came out with 3 different shades. This is the sugar frosting one. I believe this is the lightest one. So you've got, I don't even know what these look like. One that's a little whiter, and then one that's a little bit more champagne. This is going to go in the maybe. I've used that from time to time. This Cloud 9 one I got, I think it's from Ione. I picked it up at the Dollar Tree. It's again just a standard like champagne highlighter. So Rich one, Glow Light. I think this came from a subscription box, if I can get it open. I don't. This one's just an icy white highlighter. That one, still thinking. This is one that I really like. This is a ZC one. The packaging on this one's super subtle. I don't know if I necessarily... It's prettier than the one from the Soph palette. I might keep that one around. Let's see, this V Cosmetics is pretty. Keep that. I apologize, I have swatches on my hand. Let's look at this one. This is a newer ZC one. It's also, I'm going to swatch those two together at the end because I don't know that I need both of those. And then this deep bronze. So far, I haven't gotten rid of anything. I've got a couple that I'm thinking about over here. This one I can't even get open. I'm going to declutter this one. I think that came in a subscription box. Let's see. I have one from ColourPop in the heart packaging. Again, I think this one is this an icy one? I think it's probably pretty similar to this. So I'll get rid of that one too and just keep icy. I tend to wear champagne highlighters like this one more, so I don't need a bunch. And then I have Flexitarian, which is also a little bit more of an icy highlighter. And I'm going to keep that one. Master Chrome by Maybelline. A little more of a gold. I'll hold on to that. Becca Prosecco Pop. This was my favorite for a long time. Again, more gold. Keep both of those. I like this Metal Crush one. It's a little bit glittery, but I use it as a topper. And it's really pretty mixed with other highlighters. Let's see. Star Island. This is my old Rodeo Drive. Is this the new one? Yes. So this one's going to go away. I'm going to keep the new one. Rodeo Drive is still one of my favorites. And it's really pretty with this together. This one I keep for the packaging. This was Storybook Cosmetics, which I don't think exists anymore. This was part of their Hunger Games collection. They did 3. This was, I think they had one that was a little more silvery, icy. This was the champagne one, and then they had a pink one. This is super subtle, like super, super subtle. I would say it's probably very similar. Let me swatch this again. I don't think I need both of these if these are the same. Yeah, I'll probably either, if I don't, it's just going to go out of the drawer. If I decide to keep it, it's just going to be a decor piece. So I know I'm going to keep this one, even though it's a little more subtle just because of the packaging. You've got the Mockingjay on there. Again, it's nice and weighty, like this is metal, but the product inside is just okay. I have a couple other singles from Ofra. This is Star Island. And then Blissful is a little bit more pink, and I don't tend to wear pink a lot, but I do like to have it as an option. So I like Ofra's highlighters. I think they have a good formula. I think Star Island is, again, a little bit more icy. I really like this Milani Dolce Perla. Again, it's a little more subtle, but it's very pretty. I'm going to keep that. Oh, this is Starburst from Ciate. This is one that I had to repress. This one I will probably just declutter because, again, I won't travel with it. Something that size, I like to be able to travel with it. I have a couple more from ColourPop. This was part of the Kathleen Lights. This is On the Cusp. This was her when she did this second Zodiac. This was, I think, the lighter of the two. She had two different highlighters in that Zodiac collection that she did, but I still have that one. It still works. I have one from Clinique, and this is in Gold Celebration. Again, it's a little more on the subtle side, but it's pretty. So I'm inclined to keep that. This Sydney Grace one, I never reach for. I'm not a big loose highlighter person because they're so messy. That's really pretty though. I think that's why I'm always like inclined to keep it. I swatch it and then I'm going to put this in the maybe because I never reach for these loose ones. I think the only time I've reached for a loose one was like this Artist Couture one just because it's so ethereal looking, but I again have this one and this Jeffree Star one that looks similar if you want like something that's super sparkly without it being quite so messy. So I'm going to keep this and then probably just pass this along, and then realistically probably pass both of these because I just, as pretty as they are, I just don't reach for loose highlighters. And this one gives me a similar effect to the Artist Couture because this is like got micro shimmer and stuff in it. So, and then the same thing with this, I think gives me a similar effect to the Sydney Grace one. So try and give those to somebody that's going to use them. And then I also have the Fenty Diamond Bomb, which is also got like micro shimmer in it. So I think I'm okay letting the loose ones go. I have one more from ColourPop. This was part of the Villains collection. This is the Maleficent. I forget about this one. It's really pretty. Again, it's a champagne highlighter. It's my favorite color to wear. This is a Kokie one. This is the Soft Glow. I keep this one because it's drugstore. But I have that Maybelline one. I don't know that I need this one. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. I've used it a fair amount, but I don't know that I need this one because, again, it's not one that I reach for a lot. I have this ABH one. This was their second. Everyone was hoping this was going to be like another Amrezy. It is not. It's a lot more subtle, a little more gold. It's pretty. I like layering it with other things, so I keep it. I have one from Fenty, and this is in Trophy Wife. Super gold. Very, very pretty, though. The Jurassic Park one. This is Missing T-Rex. I'm going to hold on to this. My one Jeffree Star highlighter, like the original ones, because I do have, I showed you the Supreme Frost and Wet Dream. That's the other one of his that I have. I don't have the other, like the Step Up from this. I don't have any of those, but I do still love this orangey Halloween one that came in a mystery box. So I'm going to keep this. Let's see. Wander Beauty. This is an After Hours, is one of my favorites. It's so pretty. And then I've got, again, some Ofra ones. Moonstone, Vanilla Quartz, and Opal. Opal's my favorite. It's the champagne one. And then all of my Kaleidos ones I'm going to keep. Again, I have the green one in Laser Glazer, which was discontinued. I wish they would bring this one back. It's really neat. I have two blue ones. Skywalker is more of a light blue shift. And then Space Age has a darker blue shift. So they are different. Oh, Moon Cruiser. Space Age, I think, was the collection. Moon Cruiser is a dark blue shift. I have Mars Melter. This is the original. And then I have, is that the reformulated? I think that's the reformulated. This is the original. So they are different. This one, I think, is the one that's not available. It's got a pink shift to it. And then the new one, as you can see, it's a little more sparkly, is also pink, but you can see the difference. So this, if you buy Moon Cruiser now, is what you're going to get. This was the first one, which they're different. I think they could have kept this and released this as something else, but I've only ever decluttered one, and I can't remember what it was called. This is Star Surfer. This is probably one of their more natural looking ones. Diamond Dasher is like a peachy. It's a little more glittery. This one's got a lot of micro glitter in it. This is a like Solar Sailor's, a white with a gold, yellow gold shift. And then this is probably the most wearable. This is Ray Rider, which has a champagne, just a champagne highlighter. So those are gonna stay. And then I have palettes, Ace Beauté, Glow. Very, very pretty. Makeup Revolution, Self X. I still like this palette too. Do I reach for these? Not really. And then I have the Milk and Honey that I don't think I've ever used. I've swatched it, but I've never used it. So I think I'm going to pull this one out and potentially give this one away. I like the Ace Beauté one better. Like, I like the looks of these better, and there's more shades in here, so I'm more inclined to keep this one. Okay, so let's see. And then the Soph X. I think I'll declutter the one from the Dollar Tree just because I have others that look just like it. And then I'm still thinking about this duo. Let me see how much room I have when I start putting stuff back. Kind of see where I'm at. The only thing I hate about this is I wish it was in a square, because this is annoying to store. It's a little better right now because I have made some room. And again, I used to have 3 like trays in here, but it made it more, I had less room, made it more difficult for me to store stuff. So let's see what will fit in here. Rick and Morty. And then the ColourPop ones are always a little bit annoying to store because definitely have some room in here, which is nice. That's about the same size as a ColourPop. Okay, so let me think about, I think because I kept her other palette, I don't know that I need this. So, and I can't tell you the last time I reached for it. So let's look at what I'm getting rid of. Okay, so this is everything that I'm going to keep. I did make some room, and I'm going to get rid of the Beauty Bakery highlighter palette, the Revolution Soph X, Cloud 9, this So Rich one, this Bow Bay Beauty one, my Rodeo Drive, the original one, this Cokie one, Ciate London, the ZC one, Artist Couture, and Sydney Grace. So these 2. So I got getting rid of all of those. Okay, so I didn't get rid of a ton, but I definitely cleared out the drawer. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Again, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the rest of the declutters, and hopefully I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.